shots is getting hotter and hotter, which means it's all to play for a night in match number 49 against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. You're watching Night Live. I'm Anubhav Jain, and I'm delighted to be joined by Akhil Hossain, making his debut on Night Live. Akhil, how does it feel to be making your debut?
It's good. Pleasure to be here, guys.
Wonderful to have you. Akhil, the news from the middle is that the Sunrisers have won the toss and will be batting first. It's also important to point out a big change that we've made. Tim Seifert not included in the playing 11 for this matchup. Shakib Al Hasan slots in. What do you make of the change?
I think it's a good change, a strategic change. Having said that, when we look at our last match, we were short a bowler. So Shakib fits in perfectly. Also, he's a world-class player, world-class all-rounder. So he's going to be bringing both bat and ball to the KKR lineup. So definitely good change.
Absolutely, definitely strengthens the all-round department. Also, news coming in that it's a new surface that we're going to be playing on. It's a much greener top, so I'm guessing swing bowling, seam bowling can come into play. Tim Southee, Shivam Mavi must be licking the lips.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure those guys would be happy to see a bit of assistance for the Pacers. So hope they can put the balls in the right areas. Although it's a green wicket, still have to put the balls in the right areas and make sure and execute plans.
Let's talk a little bit about the Sunrisers batting order. They're very top heavy. They have the likes of Jason Roy, Riddhiman Saha, Kane Williamson, all three of them having a fairly decent tournament so far, especially a fairly decent second half. What do you think should be our approach, a strategy against these big names?
I think it boils down to execution. I mean, yes, they have big names. They have guys who are hungry for runs. Jason Roy recently coming to the team, so he's definitely going to be going out there and giving it his best, hungry for runs, as I said. It's just about execution. Anything can happen on the day. So I just urge the guys to stick to their plans, stick to their guns, and as I say, execution is key.
And you spoke about this briefly early on in the show. You know, in the previous game, we felt as if we were one bowler short in hindsight, at least. But in this matchup, we're going with the experience of Shakib Al Hasan, who, of course, can slot in as a specialist bowler. How significant is it to have 5 specialist bowlers in this format of the game?
It's always key in this format. When you play on good surfaces, you have to give some sort of leeway to bowlers. Some guys may have bad days, so it's always better to go into a match with guys covering them. And as I say, Shakib, he's no stranger to this game. He's a world-class player. He can open the bowling. He can bowl in the middle. I'm pretty sure he can bowl at the death as well. So this is a good lineup for us.
And you know, given the staggering form that Sunil Narayan is in, I think it'd be unfair if I don't mention his name in the pre-match show. Let's talk about matchups a bit. Riddhiman Saha versus Sunil Narayan could be a very interesting battle. In the last 10 encounters between these two men, Sunil Narayan has dismissed him on 3 occasions. So would you be tempted to bowl Sunil Narayan up front against Riddhiman Saha?
Yes, it's always a good ploy when a batsman has struggled against a particular bowler. Having said that, all the bowlers are bowling well, so I'm pretty sure that any bowler at the point in time when he comes into bat can definitely put him under some pressure.
And you know, they call him the mystery man, a mystery spinner. So we found it extremely difficult to actually unveil some of his secrets, but you know him in and out, on and off the field. What makes him tick? What is he like? What makes him so special as a player, as a human being?
To be honest, Sunil is very open. He's a very quiet person, but when you get to know him, he opens up a bit more. And he just keeps it simple. He keeps it simple. He just goes out there and if one particular thing is working on that day for him, he will definitely stick with it.
And let's talk a little bit about Sunil's partner in crime as well, Varun Chakravarti, his accomplice, bowled spectacularly well in the previous matchup, 4 overs 2 for 24, when some of the other bowlers weren't quite as effective. Varun, you see him playing a big role as well in this matchup?
Yes, definitely. And judging from the last match, Sunil and Chakravarti really stood out. So I think it's a big plus for them, seeing that someone like Shakib could come in and give them that extra boost in the spin department, or even give the captain a little more leeway or allowance to bowl guys like Sunil and Chakravarti who have good form. He can probably bowl them a bit deeper in the innings as well. So looking forward to the action today.
Absolutely. And you know, speaking of Varun, he has one of the best economies here in Dubai in IPL history, 5.56. Psychologically speaking, out of 20 games that we've played against Sunrisers, we won 13 of them. In fact, out of all IPL teams, we have the best record against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Does that factor in psychologically speaking? Do you feel as if you can get the wood on them, given our previous record against them?
Yes, it would definitely play a part on Sunrisers. But having said that, they're out of the tournament. They have nothing to lose. Guys can just go out there and express themselves, hopefully getting some good performances for the upcoming auction. So apart from it having that psychological effect on them, they have nothing to lose. They can go out and play free. So they're going to just come out firing.
Absolutely. And we spoke about the pitch very briefly, but would love to get your thoughts on the conditions here in Dubai based upon what you saw in the previous matchup between KKR and Punjab.
I thought in the last match it was a bit difficult for bowlers. It's very humid. The guys were sweating a lot, so particular deliveries was hard to execute on the day. Hopefully today can be a different day. There's some grass on the wicket as well. So let's see how it goes.
And Akhil, just a couple of minutes before we get going, can we get a Kodbo, Lordbo, Jeetbo from you on camera?
Kobo, Lobo, Jeetbo.
Fantastic. Akhil Hussain, I would give you a 10 on 10 performance for your debut on Nightlife. Hopefully, we can see a 10 out of 10 performance from the Knights as well as they take the field. Sunrisers have won the toss and will be batting first. Thanks so much for joining us for the pre-match show. And we eagerly look forward to your company for the mid-inning show as well. Until then, cheers.